Millie Alcock. That's her name, right? Yeah. She is now the Supergirl of James Gunn's DCU. I think it's a brilliant pick. You know, there have been a lot of rumors that it was down to her and this other gal that I'm not as familiar with. And of course, Millie was really good in House of the Dragon. And it's just kind of funny because apparently Gunn had said that was his kind of first introduction to Millie as well. And he kind of automatically wanted her as Supergirl just based off of watching House of the Dragon, which is cool. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. So it's kind of a feel-good thing. It also kind of keeps her within Warner Brothers too, which is interesting. But I think it's really good casting, man. I thought she gave kind of a captivating performance in House of the Dragon, and I'm excited to see her as Supergirl. Now, the one thing that's a little bit weird about this, and even Matthew Vaughn kind of commented on this, you know, recently he's been doing the rounds because of his Argyle movie. And, you know, even he had said, you know, I think it's a little bit weird that they cast her without a director for the Supergirl movie, right? And a lot of people kind of are extrapolating that to mean that she would perhaps be in Superman Legacy, and Superman Legacy is kind of shaping up like an ensemble cast, right? I mean, that's at least the impression that I'm getting, just kind of following the rumors and the discussions of all of that. It's like, you know, they got a lot of people and they're doing something instead of, you know, having an origin. They're kind of just going to jump right into DC with an established status quo for certain heroes and certain villains. So that's kind of interesting, and I wouldn't mind her being in the Superman Legacy film, but there are other people saying, well, the truth is this movie, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, is really important for what they want to do, and that movie is going to go into production kind of right alongside or perhaps right after Superman Legacy. So maybe they're just kind of you know, rolling, and they really want to do that. Now, here's the thing. I have not read this run. I've heard this Supergirl run is fantastic. I believe it's Tom King, right? And I've heard this Supergirl run is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I definitely plan on reading it before we get this movie. And, yeah, I expect it to be pretty damn cool. But I think this is a really great casting choice. And we know very little about the DCU. But the one thing we do know is a lot of the casting choice. And to me, just as a nerd kind of sitting back, like, I like the casting choices. I like the Superman. I like Lois. I like the Jimmy Olsen casting. Like, there's a lot of casting that's going on in this universe that feels on point, feels correct. And so, you know, getting me more interested, getting me more excited for the prospect of this movie and of this universe, man. Gunn really needs to cook, bro. He really needs to cook. There's recently been this kind of interesting thing where, you know, Jeff Snyder, who is a reliable scooper and insider, he said something a couple of weeks ago to the effect that the DCU was a mess, or like a total mess. And, you know, I watched him kind of downplay that the following week, where he had said, like, you know, everything's a mess until it isn't, you know, and like that sort of stuff. But then I've also seen him say more recently, you guys think I'm lying about all of this stuff, but you'll see. And me, you know, I kind of took that to mean like, oh no, it really is a mess behind the scenes. And yeah, I don't know, you know, as a fan of the genre, as a fan of these characters, like, I want Gunn to succeed. And dude, the genre needs like a shot in the arm for sure. And I think, you know, having a really strong DC cinematic universe, having a really strong Superman, Justice League, all that sort of stuff would really be good for the entire space of comic book movies. It would elevate the entire space, I think, and kind of, you know, maybe put Kevin Feige a little bit on his toes, you know, allow him to feel the pressure a little bit and kind of try to, you know, make some adjustments and changes. The history of DC and Marvel has been a lot of that. You know, a lot of underhanded stuff between those two companies. Those two companies tend to copy each other quite a bit. Even the Marvel's Ultimate Universe, which is so far very successful for Marvel Comics, is apparently being copied by DC, and they're going to do a whole new kind of Ultimates DC universe with really top shelf writers and artists. So like that's just the way that it goes. It's going to be a copycat kind of game probably till the end of time. And in that sense, if the DCU resonates with people, does some stuff that is, you know, rewarded by the audience, perhaps Marvel and Feige could take a look at that and try to extrapolate out how to make those changes over at Marvel Studios as well. So there's a lot riding on this. I think the worst possible scenario is that legacy's bad and underperforms. And I mean, you know, nobody wants that. I mean, maybe there are some people that want that. I would say maybe some Snyder fans that still just kind of can't let that shit go would want that or whatever. But I don't want that. You know, I want it to succeed. I want it to be great. I want to have a great time. You know, and obviously, like James Gunn and I have, you know, a little bit of history, had a little bit of a tiff, you know, on social media. But regardless of all of that, I would like to be able to walk out of that movie, make a video that praises it and talks about how dope it is, you know, and obviously reference, you know, the history and the past that we have. And then in the stream, you know, it would be so funny because look, all this stuff's just like the story. We make content for a living. A lot of the things that you do and the experiences that you have become just like a part of the story. And, you know, chat will absolutely love giving it to me if I really enjoy the movie and yet had that interaction with him or whatever. Yeah, I would love that. I would love to be able to have a stream after that where we're all celebrating it and we're already, you know, we're kind of like joking and kind of like laughing about the past. However, I will also come ready to cook myself in a full chef uniform and a rack of spices. Because if that shit sucks, it's going to be, I'm going to cook in that stream. That's going to be 2 hours of flaming the movie, flaming Gunn, and going hard AF. So look, pick your poison, choose your own adventure. Either way, we're ready to go. But I would prefer the first option. You know, like I would frankly prefer if this shit came out and was fire. Because if not, I'll have to go buy an actual chef's uniform and cook myself. So I don't know. I wonder, what do you guys think? What do you think of this casting choice? What else is going on with DC? I haven't been paying attention to like all the little rumors and all the little things that are going on. What do you guys think? Are you excited? Excited about Millie as Supergirl? I think it's dope. You mean an apron? No, bro. I mean a full-on chef, like a chef hat, a nice white chef, you know, kind of uniform thing, a rack of spices. I'm gonna Salt Bay. Like every time I have like a fire burn on the movie, I'm gonna like Salt Bay that shit. Dude, I've been thinking about it. I already read the script, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just happy that it's not Millie Bobby Brown. You scared me. Yeah, don't be afraid. You'll be all right. Tom King writing, not so much. Yeah, Tom King is kind of a controversial figure in comic book writing. I think he's done some incredible work. I think he's done some really controversial things. It is weird how much Gunn seems to be like relying on him and leaning on Tom King. But as somebody that has enjoyed a lot of Tom King stuff, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. You know, like the Mr. Miracle stuff is like, it's redonkulously good. You know, I haven't read a lot of Tom King Batman. You know, I'm not a huge DC guy, so I haven't read that. I haven't read his Supergirl. I know some of the things that he did in his Batman run, and I'm like, okay, that's a big head scratcher. But you know, it's an industry of sometimes doing crazy things for attention and you know, making it all wild. So I don't know. It is interesting though. Love the casting, but she's a mouth breather in Hot D, so it kind of irks me. What the what? She's a mouth breather? Dude, you guys pick up on and mention some of the wildest stuff, man. What do you mean by that? She's a mouth breather? Like she's literally breathing through her mouth into the mic and you were like freaking out about it? My God, bro. Can you imagine? You know what? I gotta say, I feel like a lot of these Hollywood people need to try streaming a little bit. Y'all need to try streaming a little bit. Y'all need to be in the moment, live, in front of all these people, and have some shit like that come into your brain and have to process it in real time. You need to go through that because it's amazing. It's amazing. She can breathe on me, says Shreddy. Well, there you have it. There you have it. Okay. All right. So this has been a good stream.